Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. It has been a long time. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I implore you, I entreat you, with all humility, kindly subscribe, like, and share all my videos. For this, the algorithm of the YouTube is able to share it for wider audience. You understand? And then also as a family we grow, we learn from one another. Are you with me? So if you're a first timer, please do me a favor and subscribe. If you're an OG, hooray, thumbs up for you. Okay? All right. So in this episode, it's episode 13. In the last episode of episode 12, we did the final casting of the floor concrete. Okay, and those recap, we realized that the masons at the top of the floor did not do a good job, which is making sure that the level of the concrete was, the surface of the concrete was good enough, such that when it rains, it will not be stationed on top of the floor. It will just slip and then flow away. You understand? The cement, the quantity of cement was okay. I think there was too much water. That was a comment from one of our subscribers. The water was too much. Mostly in Ghana, we believe that if you are casting a concrete and there's enough water, oh, then that is fine. But mathematically in civil construction, it is wrong. Yes, you don't need too much water in your concrete. Just a reasonable amount. Yes, a reasonable amount. It shouldn't be in excess. Once your concrete is watery, it has its own consequences. You understand? So we can take a clue from civil engineers on how much water is required for your concrete. Yes, so it should be in a ratio according to the amount of stones and cement, and then the sand will give you a ratio of how much water should be added. So when the water exceeds the ratio of the sand and that of the cement, you then weaken the strength of the cement, and therefore the purpose for which you are using it for cannot be achieved. You understand? So always remember, and fensogum, and I say fensogum, add more water. It's not the best. Yes. So that was what I experienced. It wasn't as though there was excess water, but the water was too much, which of course had caused a little bit of some crack somewhere. So when it rained, there's water sitting on top of the floor. It is not leaking though. It is not leaking, but there's water sitting on top of the floor because it's not leveled properly. You understand? Yes, it should be leveled properly such that once it rains, the water will not stay on top of the floor. So that is a lesson learned. Next time going forward, I believe I'll be able to rectify that. But God willing, I'll be continuing the first floor come next year. Yes, now finances are down. Yes, we are broke. So we are waiting to pile up some money and then begin the first floor come next year, God willing, 2022. So for now, we are still on the ground floor doing some works. So in this episode 13, I'm bringing you a full detailed cost estimate. That's from the decking, the entire decking, the plywood, the rubber, the iron rods, the plumbing work, the electrical works, all together, giving us the total estimate of the decking, and then the casting of the concrete, how much sand was required, stones, all, and what have you, all put together gives me the total estimate of episode 13, which is the decking. Are you with me? In episode 12, we realized that due to non-contingency planning, I ran out of stone, sand, and cement. So some portion of the casting was not done. That's towards the staircase. The entire staircase was not casted. So if you haven't watched episode 12, kindly watch it so that you can appreciate episode 13. So in that episode, I needed to purchase a new one trip of sand and a stone in order to be able to cast that portion of the staircase. So eventually I did, and that also has been rectified. So moving forward, we are going to start with electrical works, plumbing works within the rooms, you understand? And then I believe that will unfold in subsequent episode from episode 14 upwards. All right. So right now, you're just going to stick and stay with me whilst I take you through the final casting of the staircase concrete. And then we will dive into the project estimate, which I will be detailing each step by step for your better understanding. Are you with me? So prices might vary a little bit due to the changing moment in Ghana, because Ghana every day new prices for everyday people. Prices keep changing every day. So if you want to build, please buy your materials now. If you wait, man, you can't buy anymore. The longer you wait, the higher the prices. Are you with me? And also due to COVID, people are taking advantage of the situation, and they're just increasing prices abnormally. Yes, just increasing it anyhow. So kindly be aware, be vigilant, do some research, compare prices, 3, 4, 5 places, even 10 places if you can, in order to make a uniform decision. Are you with me? So my lovely people, let's go into the final video, and then in the other video that continue, you'll see me telling you about the project estimate. And then I guess that'll be all for episode 13. I love you. Thank you so much for sticking with me. This is Bright and Clara's channel. For together we grow. So this is one family where we all learn from one another. Thank you so much, and I don't want to be boring. So let's go into the final casting of the staircase. Thank you so much. So lovely people, as you can see now, the concrete was casted in our episode 12, and I made some complaints about the masons that were placed on top of the decking when casting the floor. In my opinion, they didn't do a good job, not because the ratio of the cement was not enough, or because they didn't use enough gravels or perhaps sand, but because they did not level the top such that should it rain, there wouldn't be any stagnant water on top of the floor. You understand? So that was my major concerns. And going forward, it rained several times after the floor was casted, and we realized that yes, there were water stagnant on top of the floor, and therefore we needed to do some screeding, because if those screedings are not done and it rains continuously, it would affect the decking or perhaps the floor. And earlier on to, like I said, contingency planning, I ran out of materials during the casting of the floor, and therefore I needed to make sure I provided the materials so that the masons or perhaps the contractor could continue his work. So eventually I did, and I have to buy a one trip of a stone, which is going for 1,800. This year 2021, it's going for 1,800. And then the sand, I bought the medium That one is going for 800 Ghana cedis. And so I had to buy 20 bags of cement. And I think it was 34 bags of cement so that they complete that portion of the staircase. So yes, it was done. But then, like I said, myself, I wasn't happy about how the floor was casted because I have spent so much. So my lovely viewers, always be vigilant. Ensure that on the day of your casting, you will have enough people, enough eye on the floor. The piping works should not be shifted. The electrical piping should be checked properly. Yes, and they should make sure they are positioned well, and binding wires are used to position the electrical pipes in so that they don't shift, because these artisans, upon moving their wheelbarrows up and down, they might end up shifting some of the pipes. You understand? So be extremely vigilant. Ensure that your contractor provides a vibrator. You understand? And then those artisans he plays on top of the decking, they should be people who have higher knowledge in concrete casting, such that the mistake that were done on my decking will not be repeated on yours. You understand? Eventually, the decking was okay, the floor, the concrete casting was okay, but then just some few lapses there, here and there. And therefore, I won't entertain that. You understand? Because I expected much from the contractor. And like I said, most people cast their flow and they don't experience any issue. Yes, they don't experience any issue. So myself, I'm a bit disappointed, but I have to move on because I'm going to continue the first floor, God willing, next year, 2022. And therefore, by the time the rains comes in again, I might have completed the first floor and provided roofing sheets such that when it rains, I will not be too much affected. You understand? So those are some of the disadvantages of floor concrete, that you have to do it completely. You cannot just leave it this way, because if you leave it this way and it rains, the more rains that pours on it, the higher the risk factors, such that you might end up having some leakages in your flow. You understand? So just for our education, wherever you are, if you are ready to cast your concrete, please take a clue from mine and avoid such mistakes. The board along the peripheral of the decking should be braced properly. You understand? There shouldn't be any loose boards, because when they are loose, it takes a hard work to put them back, and then you don't get a uniformity along the peripheral of the decking. You understand? So yes, everything should be firm. The carpenter should ensure that the boards and the nails he plays along the peripheral are extremely firm. They can use binding wires to hold them together so that the force of the concrete does not push them backwards. Yes, wherever there's supposed to be secret beams, make sure the steel bender double check in order to ensure that those secret beams have been done properly. So in your shot, you see the stones that I bought at 1,800, and then I bought the sand at 800 Ghana cedis, and so the concrete was casted and everything was fine at this moment. So as of now, my plan is to continue with the first floor come next year, 2022. But from here, I'll be taking you down in our episode 13 for electrical works in the ground floor. And then from electrical works, we'll go to plumbing works. After plumbing works, we'll go to the plastering. I'll be bringing you details of all of that. After plastering, we'll go to the burglar proof. I have very beautiful burglar proof system to show you. And then we'll go to the sliding window. That is the most important part. Yes, most sliding windows are not the best, but the one I have, you'll be amazed. Okay, so stick and stay with me, and I believe you will enjoy it. Thank you so much, and God bless you. On the next episode, I'll be taking you to the estimate for the decking. Thank you so much. People, I welcome you once again to Bright&Clara'sChannel channel. It has been a long time ever since I posted my last episode. In this episode of episode 13 of Building My House in Ghana, I include the project estimate. Yes, the project estimate for phase 3. Like I indicated, always put your project into phases. So the foundation block laying, the casting, the filling, and then casting of the overside concrete is phase 1. And then the block laying up to lintel is phase 2. And then the decking is phase 3. So in the phase 3, I'm going to give you the total cost of how much I have spent on my decking. You understand? So this video is linked to episode 12. Sorry, is linked to episode 12. So if you're watching this video now, kindly watch episode 12 so that you can have a better understanding of what I'm saying. You understand? So let's dive in and then let's see how much it cost me in my project, on my project, sorry. All right. So in your view now, you're seeing the total the cost of my materials. Okay, so I have the building materials, I have the quantity, I have the unit price, and I have the total. Now, I indicated in my episodes or earlier episode that I didn't buy the Wawa board. I decided to go for rental. So in my rental, I spent 5,300. We needed to buy a Wawa board, 2x4, and bamboos. All put together, I decided not to buy a Wawa board. I went for the plywood in order to make the bottom of the floor very smooth, so that I'll just do an andri, that is a POP andri, and then that's it. I'll be done. So in the nutshell, I went on an agreement and I rented this plywood together with the bamboos and all the 2x4s for 5,300. All right. And then we bought a nail. The nails, we bought 7 boxes, each going for 50 Ghana cedis, giving us a total of 350 Ghana cedis. We bought a 16mm rod. Eventually, that was a lot of money for the 16mm rod. We bought 142 pieces, and each unit price was going for 71.5 Ghana cedis, giving us a total of 10,153. At that time, the COVID was in, so shipments were not coming into Ghana all over the world. They were all stuck, so containers were not coming through, so prices were just shooting up every day, and I couldn't bear it. And we couldn't even wait either, because the longer we wait, the higher the prices. So we decided to go in for it. So it was going for 71.5 Ghana cedis. The 12mm rod we bought the quantity of 421. One was going for 40.3. That's 40 cedis, 3 pesos, giving us a total of 12,896. And then we bought our binding wire. We bought the 5 coils. They are in coils, so we bought 5, each going for 50 Ghana cedis, giving us a total of 250. And then we bought the cutter rod. Yes, cutter rod was 50 in quantity, and the unit price is 9 Ghana cedis, giving us a total of 450 Ghana cedis. And then we bought 20mm rod. This was used for the secret beams, especially in the hall. If you look at the span of my hall, yes, you see that it has a wider span. So we needed to use a stronger iron rod. Instead of the 16 millimeter, we used a 20 millimeter rod. Yes, and we bought 36 of those. And those were the foreign one, going for 115 Ghana cedis, 0.5 pesos, okay, per rod. It's not easy. Yes, so that one gave us 4,158. We bought 36 pieces of those, okay. And then we moved on to sand. We bought 2 trips of sand at a cost of 800 Ghana cedis, giving us 1,600. We bought 2 trips of stones at a cost of 1,800 Ghana cedis per trip, giving us a total of 3,600. And then we bought cement. Initially, the mason has budgeted for 200 bags, but along the line, we realized that we needed more cement. So it increased to 247. And at that time, it was going for 41 Ghana cedis. Okay, so giving us a total of 10,127 Ghana cedis. We bought water. That is 400 Ghana cedis, because we had a tank in the house. So they eventually were coming. I think a tank, we're going for 80 Ghana cedis. So we ran it up to 400 Ghana cedis. And plumbing for the top, all the waste, and then the WCs, the drain, the rain gutters, all of them went at a cost of 1,250. Okay, and then electricals also went at a cost of 2,110 Ghana cedis. And then if you watch on the decking in episode 10 and episode 11, when we started the decking work, you realize that there was a black rubber that was laminated on the plywood. Yes, that rubber is going for 600. Each rubber is 300 Ghana cedis. We bought 2 of those. It comes in a roll. So yes, we bought 2 of those, and each of the roll of the rubber is 300 Ghana cedis. All these materials I'm mentioning now is in this year, 2021, somewhere in April, May, you understand? Yes, somewhere in April, May. So all these prices are current, so nothing can change. Cement actually has increased a little bit, because right now it's going for 48 Ghana cedis. You understand? Right now a cement is going for 48 Ghana cedis. So please bear that in mind. All right. So that's it. We hired a machine for mixing the concrete. This is the machine mixer. We got 2 of those machines at 600 Ghana cedis. And then the TNT for carrying the wood. The contractor rented his plywood and bamboos and all the accessories that comes with it. So I had needed to pay for the TNT to transport those woods to my site. So it came at a cost of 400 Ghana cedis. All right, giving us a total of 54,244 Ghana cedis. All these prices are in Ghana cedis because I'm from Ghana. So if you're watching, you can do the equivalent in dollars. Yes. So these prices are in Ghana cedis. And therefore, the total cost of material came to 54,244 Ghana cedis. And then the workmanship for the mason was 10,000 Ghana cedis. You understand? 10,000 Ghana cedis just for casting of the concrete. Casting of the concrete. You understand? And so giving us a total of 64,244. Giving us a total of 64,244 Ghana cedis. Okay, this year 2021, somewhere around February, March, April, May, those were the times when we were buying materials and the decking work was still going on, and then casting of the concrete. You understand? So it's current. All the prices are current, and therefore there might be some slight changes in some prices. Perhaps iron rod has dropped now in the market. Yes, iron rods has dropped because the COVID has died down a little bit. Shipments is beginning to troop in back to all over the world, and therefore some prices are dropping. But that's at that time when COVID was at its peak. Prices were extremely high and things were extremely exorbitant. And if you're not careful, you'll be swindled because people were taking advantage of the situation and making money out of it. You understand? So this is the total cost of my decking. If you watch episode 12, where casting of the concrete was done, and then if you watch episode 11 and then episode 10, in these 3 episodes, you see the beginning of the decking. And the decking process was done. The iron rods, the bars were laid, and then plumbing, electrical works, all together, giving us a total of 64,244. This is from the contractor perspective. But assuming myself, I was supposed to, if I was supposed to be, or if I was in Ghana myself, if I was in Ghana, I believe that these prices will be quite lesser. Yes, because if you're not around, prices are a bit inflated. Yes, and then instead of doing it as a contract, you can do it by day, which the prices will drop a little bit. You understand? So yes, if you have the opportunity to be there on your own project, you supervisors, you watch it, and then you know the prices on the ground, and therefore you are able to minimize costs to eat best. Are you with me? So eventually, I believe I've not spent so much. It's reasonable. Yes, but I believe I could reduce it more or even further. You understand? So lovely viewers, if you're watching, you can take a clue from mine. If you want to build, and if you want to go by the opportunity of coming home, do whatever portion you want to do, and then go back, come up after some few years, and then come and continue. That is solely up to you. Yes, some of us, we can't wait because we want to make sure by the time we get home, the project is done, and we just go and sleep in our rooms. You understand? So yes, thank you so much. And I believe that going back, let's take a preview. So you can do the same with your project. You have to get an Excel sheet. Make sure you type down every information that comes in order to be able to manage your finances and then your project. So in case you have any comment, lovely people, kindly do drop me a comment and share this video for a wider view or a wider audience. Yes, and click on the like button, and then so that the algorithm of YouTube will be able to share it with other people so that everybody can watch it. Thank you so much, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, and God bless us all. Bye bye.